So let's talk about gender dysphoria. Describes a psychological condition in which they experience marked incongruence between their experienced gender and the gender assigned at birth. The gender assigned at birth. And so this is important where we're heading here because we're going to talk about science, but we're going to talk about politics too. We have to mention the kind of politics and the social justice that's out there. And one of it is people who are trans will say, you're not treating a client with gender dysphoria, you're treating a client dealing with gender oppression. So I have dysphoria about my body, not about my gender. And that makes so much sense to me. I hope it does to you. Their push is to get rid of the term gender dysphoria and the diagnosis. The problem is we have to use it today so that they can get mental health help reimbursement, so that they can get medical reimbursement. And then in terms of gender affirmative therapy, it's looked at as gender variation and diversity is normal. Gender can be fluid, and it's on a continuum. Dysphoria and co-occurring mental illness is largely the product of minority stress. You know, it used to be believed that, well, if you're feeling dysphoric, even for gays and lesbians, then you must already know something's wrong. No, because of minority stress, we're told something's wrong, and that's where our mental health issues come from. And you want to validate and support their gender diversity and help them figure it out without pathologizing what they're going through. Gay boys will say, I feel like a girl. Trans girls will say, I am a girl. Lesbian girls will say, I feel like a boy. Trans boys will say, I am a boy. So I really want to kind of reinforce the difference between a gay little boy, a lesbian little girl, and a trans child. It's not always binary. It's also known as non-binary. A lot of youth are saying, I don't express male or masculine, and I don't express feminine, and I don't identify as female. I'm non-binary. And they want you to see and say things like men, women, and non-binaries, brothers, sisters, and siblings. I've actually learned, and it's so hard because you learn to say sir to be polite, ma'am to be polite. I don't use pronouns anymore. I try so hard. I don't say, could you help me, sir? I say to somebody, could you help me? Hello. When I'm talking to somebody, I try my hardest to remove pronouns so that I don't have to ask. And you don't want to ask preferred pronouns. Remember, it's not a preference. What pronouns do you use? How do you self-identify? What do they mean to you? And then, at first it was he, his, him, she, like my pronouns are he, his, him, but some people are him, hers, theirs. Everybody's got a whole different configuration around this. And here's what I love. I don't know who actually put this together, but they call it that the kids these days have a boutique identity. In other words, they're saying, I'm not going to fit myself into some label that you made from 30, 40 years ago. I'm going to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'm going to put it together and call it this. Researchers, I'm actually on the listserv of, I'm not a researcher myself, so I don't say much, but I listen and I like to read what other researchers are saying. And they were arguing one day and they were upset that the kids these days are making up all these terms and going so fast before they've had a chance to study them. And I wanted to say so badly to them, then start studying this faster. If you're not doing it, the kids are going to do it themselves. They want to understand the nuances. When the terms were first used, we weren't nuanced. We didn't understand that gay had all kinds of expressions. Lesbian had all kinds of expressions. And what I always like to say is we wouldn't do a surgery or treat a medical illness and use the books that were used in 1950 because they weren't understanding what we know today in 2023 of all kinds of new illnesses and new ways that things manifest. So you're not going to want to use the same DSM book from long ago or any book on what the terms used to be. There are newer terms that describe nuances we just didn't know about. And we're going to get into that. Where asexuality, where there's demisexuality and gray sexuality, and these are all very legitimate. And as weird as this sounds, you might want to start a TikTok so that you can learn about all these. There's the Ace Doctor on there. He talks all about asexuality. because people who are asexual call themselves ace. There's the, you just learn so much, just in a minute, a 60-second video of people talking about all the different ways that they manifest their sexual orientation.